Biodiversity is life. Biodiversity is our life. This simple, yes, a bit cheesy, but in my opinion, very profound statement is following me for past 5 years, since I attended pre-conference CBD COP10 in Nagoya. It was as well in Nagoya, where world's governments, most of them though, agreed to conform with so-called strategic plan for biodiversity, which is pretty much the most important document, one of the most important documents regarding sustainable development and nature conservation currently. Within this particular plan, there is one target of my interest over there. You don't need to read it. It's just very, very long. But essentially what it says is like we need to integrate biodiversity values, not just biodiversity, into planning and decision-making processes. That pretty much summarizes what I'm interested in for past 5 years. And in particular, I'm interested in how to use economics into bringing biodiversity effectively into decision-making. So my current work comprises of 2 work streams. One is I'm very lucky to have data from British Trust of Ornithology Breeding Bird Survey, which is very detailed, very beautiful data set for past 20 years of occurrence of birds across Britain. This is a bit of an example of that. And I will use, hopefully with a consultation with ecologists, I will select certain species of birds to represent, let's say, broader trends in biodiversity or ecosystem functioning. This will, in effect, it will give us like kind of answers, spatially explicit answers, as to where it would be the best, at least to start, conserve biodiversity. The second stream of research is I will employ discrete choice modeling valuation technique for valuing biodiversity and protection of birds within UK. However, we are not particularly interested in the actual values per se. We are actually interested in how people trade across choices, across locations and space, especially locations of interest, which in our case would be like major cities or regions. Then, putting these two together will hopefully lead to a new biodiversity module within this massive, exciting, in my opinion, pretty cool integrated model which maps basically impacts of land use change over the next 50 years in UK across 6 major ecosystem services. I would love to tell you way more about it, but maybe at the time, or just read it. It's only 150 pages. Thank you very much. Please.
Thomas.
Yes.
You mentioned in the first work stream about identifying the best places. How
Yes.
do you define best?
Well, that is very nice indeed. Well, you know, like the question there, and that's another problem, is like the selection of species you choose. That's why I'm an economist. I don't know. I really hope to have some very bright ecologists who will tell me which species are good. And therefore, it will tell you kind of rank it. So eventually you will have like, if you have limited resources, which is the case, you can start at the very best places and then you can go to other places. Sort of difficult. Good question. Brilliant.
Okay. Any others? More information?
Yes.
Just when you sort of kind of got the data, how are you going to look? Are you going to look at like the next sort of stage? We talked a bit today about how you combine kind of research and evidence with actually implementation. So, you know, local authorities or Natural England when they're...
Yes. The thing is, again, I'm very lucky, and I'm working under Ian Bateman, who is a guy in Natural Capital Committee, and he's like pretty much one of the only guys who has a bit of an impact with regards to environment into actual economic policies. So this model is being quite liked by the government, so hopefully eventually the biodiversity will get a little bit there. And I'm not planning that much to go on to monetary values, just for some people who might be worried. It's just about biophysical mostly.